Your Honor, case number 210 on the calendar in the matter of Segura Mandair versus Kennard Williams Martin. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
What's your first name?
Erica.
And your last name?
Mandair.
You're a mother, Ms. Segura, is that right? Now, Ms. Segura, you're really suing on behalf of your daughter because you claim that your daughter was assaulted by these two people who were being supervised by Mrs. Kennard?
Yes, ma'am.
This is Mrs. Kennard's daughter, and this is Mrs. Kennard's nephew. According to your complaint, you dropped your daughter off at a mall. She was meeting up with her friend, cousin Jennifer. You got a call about an hour later, crying, indicating that she had been assaulted. But you really don't know anything about this matter yourself. It's your daughter. So why don't you have a seat for a moment? Erica, on what date did you go to the mall?
June 11, 2004.
And it was just you and your cousin Jennifer who were planning to meet that day?
Yes.
Tell me what happened with Miss Kennard's daughter and nephew.
We had been in the store, and we went over to look at the shoes section. Brittany and Cornell were sitting down, and they looked at us and started laughing. They were talking about my makeup. Brittany said, "Wow, look at her makeup. She looks like a clown." And so I was like, I get that all the time, people talking about my makeup. And so we walked to go pay for our things at the counter. And the witness, the one that's sitting down...
This young lady?
Yes. She was up there, and they walked up to her and told her about me. And then she looked at me and started laughing. I was like, okay, I still didn't think anything of it. So I paid for my stuff, and we were walking out. And then, all of a sudden, I hear the mother. She started laughing really loud. And I looked back, and she said, "What are you looking at?" And so I was like, why?
And make sure you tell me exactly what you said, because even if you said something disrespectful at the time, I want to hear the truth. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I said, why do you guys have to talk about me? We didn't do anything to you. And then she started getting really loud, just their hands up and everything. And then they started walking to us, and me and my cousin we walked back.
Walked back towards them?
Walked back towards the counter, got back into the store.
Why didn't you just keep going?
Because both times I didn't think anything of it, and there were so many people in the store, and I was like, why? We didn't do anything. Why are we being humiliated? So,
you're right.
So I was like, I have to say something.
So what'd you say?
I told him, I said, why are you talking about us? We didn't do anything to you.
What was wrong with her makeup that day?
I didn't say nothing about it. I didn't say anything about it.
What did you say?
No, because me and him was having a conversation.
What did you say?
Nothing.
What were you and Cornell having a conversation about?
A movie, Medea.
A movie, Medea?
Yes.
What was the movie Medea about? Even she can't keep her mouth straight. Look at her. She can't stop from smiling. Do you understand?
Yes.
Right?
No.
Why do you think all this problem started, young lady?
I don't know. Me and my cousin were just having a conversation about the movie, and I guess she thought we was talking about her.
And what did she say to you?
So she turned around and I guess she asked her cousin if is that a he, she, is that a girl or a boy? And Cornell, my cousin, turned around and said, "What happened?" She was like, "I wasn't talking to you." So me and him went back to our conversation, and I guess they walked to the counter. That's when my mom came over there. My mom walked over there, and we walked over there.
Oh, walked over where?
To the counter. And as we was walking to the counter, they was leaving, and they turned around and they mugged my mom. My mom asked them.
What do you mean they mugged your mom?
Like, gave her a crazy look.
Show me how they did that.
She was like, they just turned around and looked at her like this.
You mean like this? Is that what you're doing? Yeah. So
and
they turned around and gave your mom a look.
And my mom was like, "Do you guys have a problem?" And she was like, "Well, yo, she's over there talking about it." My mom said, "What he, she? This is my daughter and my nephew." So she said, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "Well, they over there talking about us, and we ain't said nothing to them." My mom was like...
So this young lady said, "Why are they talking about us? We didn't say anything to them." That's what she said to your mom. Is that right?
Yes.
What happened next?
So after she asked her, my mom was like, "Well, nobody was talking about you. They was talking to each other, and they was talking to me. So where did that come in that they was talking about you?" She was like, "Well, they was over there laughing and giggling and looking at me and laughing." And my mom said, "What was they talking about then?" She was like, "I assume they was talking about my makeup." And my mom was like, "Well, what's wrong with it? There must be a problem with it if they was talking about you." And the girl was like, "Well, I don't know." And that's when she started getting physical, and she started...
Now, tell me how she got physical.
Well, she started cussing. She was like...
She started cursing?
Yeah.
The girl She started cursing. What did she say?
Well, she was like, this effing over there talking about me and my cousin about our makeup. And my mom was like, what are you talking about? And she just kept cussing. My mom was like, well, do you talk to your mother with that kind of mouth? And the girl was like, no. She was like, well, if I was your mother, I would have been talked to you about that mouth. And the girl was like, well, you're not my mother. And she called my mom a B. And that's when we walked in. My mom told us to stand back because there's no problem.
Go ahead.
So the girl, she was like, well, yo, he, and that's when they walked towards us. And me and my cousin was standing next to my mom. The girl had walked towards us, and she was like, well, y'all was over there talking about me and my makeup, and we was like, no, we wasn't. And then the girl came up to my cousin, and the girl had pushed my cousin. She had given like...
Just a second. Who pushed whom?
The witness over there.
This young lady pushed somebody?
She pushed him. She gave him like a two-finger little tap.
A two-finger little tap.
Like when you go like this, she did it
twice.
Okay,
and then what happened after she gave him a two-finger little tap?
She was like, well, I guess you're going to hit a girl. And he was like, no, I'm not even tripping off of you. And she was like, whatever. And then that's when she had punched my cousin in the stomach. And then that's when she had rushed him. And the other girl, Erica, I guess, she had jumped in. That's when I had jumped in and tried to pull one of them off. And then that's when the girl got up and swung at me. And that's when we all started to fight.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. 16-year-old Erica Mandair says Lavinia Kennard, Brittany Williams, and Cornell Martin owe for an assault at a mall. Erica says Brittany and Cornell were making fun of her makeup.
Up here. Did you punch him?
No.
Did you two-finger him?
No.
Did you put your hands on him at all?
I put my hand like this because I knew he was going to come at me, and I didn't even touch him.
Why was he going to come at you?
Because I remember he was in my face, and I was like, you're going to hit a girl, and he goes, I don't care what you are. And then he just pushed me, and I fell to the ground.
Did you say that, Cornell?
No.
Well, what did you say?
She gave me the two-finger push, and I said, don't put your hands on me. And she said, oh, well, you a dude, you going to put your hands on the female? I was like, no, I'm not going to put my hand on the female. And then she pushed me back again, and then that's when she socked me in my stomach.
How did she do that?
She took her two fingers and pushed me back like this, and then she took her hand and then pushed me out of the way. And then at the time I was moving back, she socked me.
With her fist?
Yes.
Were you winded?
Yes.
Did you fall down?
No.
What happened next?
I stumbled. And then when I stumbled, the other girl rushed me into the clothes.
Where was Jennifer at the time that Erica rushed you into the clothes?
Fighting with Brittany.
Was Jennifer on the ground?
Yes.
How did Jennifer get on the ground?
Because they was fighting.
How did she get there is my question.
She got knocked to the ground.
By whom?
Brittany.
By Brittany?
Yes.
Where was your mother?
She wasn't paying attention at the time. She was paying attention, but she didn't notice the fight until after she tried to pull us off. But she couldn't break it up.
Stand up. When you came to get your daughter at the mall, did you take her for any treatment?
Yes. She was taken by ambulance to the local hospital.
Can I see the medical report? Any photographs taken of her face?
Yes, there is.
Can I see, please? Who punched you in the face?
It was Kennard and Brittany.
Why'd you punch her in the face? Why did you punch her in the face?
I didn't punch her in the face.
Who punched her in the face? Who punched her in the face?
I don't know. We was fighting, so somebody's gonna, obviously, she got hit in the face as we was fighting.
Well, I'm asking you, who punched her in the face?
We don't know because we was all fighting at once, and it was a big old bunch.
Well, where are your photographs of your injuries?
I didn't have any.
We don't have none. We don't have injuries.
You want to say anything?
Yes, Your Honor.
First, I have a couple of questions for you. You take 3 children. These 3 children you took to the mall?
Yes.
Why aren't you properly supervising them?
Your Honor, they was properly supervised.
No, they weren't. They were properly supervised. They wouldn't have been involved in an assault.
The way the little girl's saying it is not the way she was performing. The performance of these 2 young girls, I had these 2 sitting on the bench. I had my 11-year-old standing in line while I looked at a purse.
They were on their way out the store.
They was not, Your Honor. They lying.
Really? Where were they when this took place?
When they was at the cash register paying for their stuff. As I'm walking up to it, they turns around. This is the cash register. They turns around, both of them, and mad dogs me as the mother.
What's mad dog? What does that mean?
That means like they looking at you, they staring you up and down, just, you know, like, you know, they finna beat you up. That's how the looks both of them gave me. So when I walk up, I look over my shoulder, I look around me. I'm like, what? You tell them MF's the he-she's quit talking about me. She's in my face. I'm at the register. I'm walking up now to this.
Right. Okay.
So I'm like, they talk about Jesus Christ. I mean, so what did they say about you? She couldn't tell me what they said about them. She was abusing me like I was in it. She cussing at me. She talking crap to me and disrespecting me. And I asked her, do your mother allow you to talk like that to an adult? She said, I could say what I want to say. I said, if I was your mother, I would whoop you because you disrespectful right now. She said, I ain't disrespectful. Excuse my language. And she called me a B. And so that's when them two came up. And they said, don't talk about my mother and my auntie. So I pushed them back. And next thing I know, the young girl over there, she's flinching at him. She's standing at his face like, what? You know, she flinching. And then she took him and pushed his shoulders. And then she took her fist and she hit him. He fell back into the clothes. By the time I'm over here to get these two breaking up, the other two start fighting. So when I get through breaking these, get ready to break these, he come around to get her off of the other one. They never stopped. They just kept going at it with him. So when I finally got them both apart, she had a purse laying there with money. I picked her purse and her money up and gave it to the lady at the register. She said she's gonna call the police. I said, we're gonna stand here till you call the police until they come.
16-year-old Erica Mandair claims Lavinia Kennard, Brittany Williams, and Cornell Martin attacked her while she was shopping at the mall.
Let me see the police report, please.
And, Your Honor, I couldn't even get one. They told me I wasn't allowed to get a police report if there was minors.
Your Honor, okay.
Well, Miss Kennard, there is a witness in the store who told the police that there was a fight. And this witness, not you, not any one of these people, but this witness who was just in the store, the witness said she heard you tell your daughter and your nephew to fight them.
Your Honor, I didn't do that.
Okay.
That's the honest God truth.
Okay. Would be a fair statement at the end of the police investigation, after speaking to witnesses and you, that the two of you were cited for fighting in a public place. Is that correct?
Yes.
No, they cited all four of them, Your Honor.
You two girls cited? Mm-hmm. Well, what happened with those cases?
We went to a wear witness.
Anger management is what?
See, they didn't get anger management. They got a wear witness where they had to go for 2 hours, and I sit there with them and pay $10 and letting them know they can't fight in public and letting them know how it is.
And what did you have to do?
An anger management class.
Same thing?
I didn't. She did.
She didn't get anything.
Why do you think that is?
Why what?
Well, she had to go to an anger management program.
She didn't go to it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Fighting in public, anger management, whatever it is.
All
And
right.
he did. And Jennifer did. But not her.
My thing was, to me, Your Honor, the girls started it first. So they hit first. They could have paid for their
No, she didn't hit anybody first.
Yeah, they both hit.
No. That's not true. She didn't hit anybody first. Jennifer may have put her hands on Cornell. She didn't hit anybody first.
She hit her. Her and Brittany fought.
I don't believe she hit somebody first. You didn't handle, listen, their mother wasn't there.
She came in like them fighting, cussing me out, calling me B. She ran up in there talking about, who did it? Who effing did this stuff? I'm gonna kick their butt. Her husband, her sister, her brothers, they all was threatening us.
You're not following me.
Well, you said they didn't hit you on, and I was there.
I said the mother wasn't there when this incident happened. You were the responsible adult.
Yes,
it was
I was.
your job to ensure that if one of these girls looked at you, and they looked at you, as you said, with attitude, that you just say, forget about it. Nothing. Well, you told me the story, man. I listened to your story.
It wasn't so much of them looking at me with attitude, Your Honor. They was being disrespectful. They was standing there mugging me.
You're not getting it. You're the grown-up. If they're not acting appropriately, and I believe that they weren't,
It wasn't them even saying anything. The little young one said to her sister and her cousin, she said, they eyebrow. We found out at the end. The police, everybody found out at the end that the 11-year-old, the one who said, look at her eyebrows, Brittany.
Just a second. So let me ask you this question. Now you're getting down to it.
Yeah, because she's the last one.
Stop speaking! So it wasn't your older daughter, it was your younger daughter.
Yes. The younger daughter made a comment, Your Honor, about, but they didn't even hear the comment.
Oh, listen. They should have sent you to some sort of parenting class. You're the one responsible to take care of the children who are in your care, madam.
Well, I thought I was doing that.
Well, you weren't. Because when you said nothing happened, they weren't talking about her makeup. They weren't saying anything. That's what I'm speaking. So it wasn't them, it was Miss Smarty Pants. But they had a legitimate complaint because she was being mocked by somebody in your charge. So instead of not confronting it, instead of not removing actions that could possibly result in an assault, you decided to confront them. And I'm telling you, you didn't do...
Your Honor, do you know when we learned about this little girl said something? After these kids then fought and everything was over with, then she spoke up and said, Mama, I'm the one who said something about her eyebrow. Your Honor, everything was done. They already had the fight. And this one told it...
She's not getting it.
I guess I'm not then, Your Honor.
You're not getting it.
Because I'm a very good mother.
You're not getting it. When you started to tell me your story, you and your daughter and your nephew, you all conveniently left out the fact that these young ladies, you can sit down, Jennifer, that this young lady told me the truth when she said that somebody was making fun of her makeup and laughing. And just because it was this daughter instead of this daughter, that doesn't make it any less true.
It don't.
Now, that doesn't mean that you're not supposed to do the smart thing. If you're dealing with a situation where it's getting clearly out of control, you just pay for your stuff and move out of the store. You understand? Mm-hmm. They behaved inappropriately. The mother behaved inappropriately. Smarty Pants behaved inappropriately. They behaved inappropriately. So did you. You just should have left. But you were injured. Mm-hmm. She was responsible to take care of her children, all of her children, not just the older one, the younger one too. And you didn't do that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's not the...
Parties on Navetti versus Willen. Step forward, please.
38-year-old salesman Michael Navetti claims he gave 18-year-old Kimberly Willen a cell phone, credit card, and cash to babysit for a 7-year-old son. He says she didn't babysit, so he wants it all back. Kimberly says Michael won't leave her alone.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Now, this is case number 499 on the calendar in the matter of Navetti versus Willen. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Willen, how old are you?
18.
When did you turn 18?
July 27th.
Mr. Navetti, according to your complaint, there came a time when you hired the defendant as a babysitter. At that time, she says she was 15 years old. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, you are suing her for some $1,800 worth of property, merchandise, credit card stuff that she charged on your credit card that you gave to her in anticipation of her doing further babysitting for you. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Her defense to this is anything that you gave her were gifts and that you have, in fact, since broke off this babysitting relationship and stalking her. Is that right?
That is right.
So, Mr. Navetti, let's take first things first. Are there currently pending against you any stalking charges?
There's charges that have been taken under advisement.
What does that mean, sir?
I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. My lawyer says that they're pending and that they will remain that way indefinitely.
Did you file charges against him for stalking?
Yes, I did.
Do you have a copy of that complaint?
I sure do.
Well, Mr. Navetti, this seems to be an ongoing problem. According to these papers, you were in fact arrested at one point for stalking. Is that right?
I was charged, yes.
You were arrested.
Yes, ma'am.
And that there had been several subsequent complaints. You do have an attorney representing you in those cases. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have you discussed with your attorney coming to court today?
Not at great length, no.
Well, perhaps I can resolve this matter very quickly without getting into the history of this, so that we'll be able to resolve this part of it without any possibility of you inculpating yourself. You know what that means?
Yes.
Okay. There was a point when you told police that there were several credit card receipts that you had.
Yes, ma'am.
For items that the defendant purchased on a credit card that you had provided her with, which both of your names appeared on that credit card. You're her mother?
Yes.
Did you know she had a credit card that was in her name that he gave her?
Not till the end.
Not until the end. Okay. And you told the police when they responded to your residence that you had credit card receipts from November of '97, December of '97, November of '97, a phone bill, and phone bills until January of '98. Now, are those the bills that you're suing for, sir?
Actually, it's her cell phone bills from 10 of '97 through 1 of '98, and the credit card bills from also 10 of '97 through 12 of '97.
You, in fact, gave her the credit card, sir?
I lent her my original credit card, and she called the credit card company to add herself as an authorized user, and she also took it upon herself to ask for a credit card in her own name, and it came to my mailbox.
And what'd you do with it?
Ended up giving it to her.
So you gave it to her?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
And
yes, ma'am. Sorry.
And you gave it to her at a time that she was under the age of 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, no. I could not purchase a credit card.
Shh. I didn't ask you anything. If you gave her a credit card, sir, when she was under the age of 18, you are stuck with the bills. Do you understand? All the bills.
No, I don't
under-
understand.
Well, it's very, very simple. A minor cannot enter into a contract.
She ratified the contract by not returning the property when I notified her to do so, after she turned the age of 18.
That's a very interesting term, so you must have spoken to your attorney about it, sir.
Actually, no, I did the research on the web.
Oh, okay. Well, sometimes...
And
shh, pay attention, Mr. Navetti. Sometimes the web doesn't provide you with a long-term college degree.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Michael Navetti says he gave 18-year-old Kimberly Willen money and a cell phone for babysitting. She didn't babysit. Now he wants it all back. Kimberly claims Michael is stalking her.
A very brief lesson in the law. According to you, you made a contract with the defendant that in exchange for certain items, she would perform certain babysitting services for you. That was done prior to her achieving her 18th birthday. She was unable to make a contract at that point. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
She cannot ratify that contract by just not returning your property to you.
She ratified the contract after turning the age of 18, and the revised
How?
state. I'll show you how.
You show me.
Just 1 minute. Okay.
So you're not showing anything that she signed, any contract? You're showing me a piece of Missouri revised statutes.
That's right.
Yeah.
After
You're
she
reading it wrong, sir. What you think is she can...
Well, I had another attorney read it wrong then, too. You know, so, and I don't
Well,
have a
now
college
you've got
degree.
the ultimate arbiter, and I am telling you that unless she said to you, subsequent to turning 18 years old, I know I owe you this money, and I will pay you this money, that is ratification of a contract that she could not otherwise enter into by reason of her minority. Now, if you as a 33-year-old man are dumb enough to give a 16 or 17-year-old a credit card and pay those bills...
Oh, I'm dumb enough, but she can defraud me?
Oh, absolutely, because you are a 33-year-old adult and you're dealing with a 15, 16, 17-year-old child. She is, in the eyes of the law, a child.
We hold children accountable for murder in this country, and you can't hold her accountable? Come on.
Mr. Nivette, I have a feeling, sir, that the courts in your jurisdiction will ultimately, based upon the records of stalking that I've seen, hold you responsible. All I can suggest to you is you stay as far away from this young lady as possible. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in some very serious trouble. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I just don't want anything to do with him. And I've told him that, and he just keeps on trying.
She's pathetic. She's the biggest Oakville Melville has ever known.
None of it is true. So I think he's just very mad that he didn't get what he wants because he can't buy everything.
I don't have any sympathy for her whatsoever. She ain't worth my time.
I've taken different measures, called the police, had him stopped, lays low for a couple months and comes right back.
Be careful who you believe in.
Can never have the right opinion, I guess, on somebody.
We better not mess with her again. He's gonna have to deal with me.
And now the next case.
Parties on Redmond versus Redmond. Step forward, please.
46-year-old network analyst Sherry Redmond is suing her ex-husband, 47-year-old shipping clerk Daryl Redmond, to get back the child support she claims she overpaid. Daryl claims they made a deal.
Mrs. Redmond, you and the defendant are divorced.
Yes.
And I assume that pursuant to the judgment of divorce, either before trial, after trial, or pursuant to your agreement, your former husband was awarded custody of your 2 children.
Absolutely.
Was that after a trial, sir?
Yes.
This case has to do with support that you were ordered to pay for both children to your husband. You claim that your older child, a daughter who is now 17,
Yes.
wasn't living with him for a period of time while you were paying the support.
Yes.
And you want that support money returned to you.
Yes.
Your former husband has a counterclaim for all the times that he's had to take off to go to court. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. How long are you divorced?
Divorced in '97 in October.
How long had you been separated prior to the divorce?
Separated for 2 years.
When you separated, where did the children go?
They were with the father.
So after the separation and even prior to the divorce, they lived with their father?
Lived with their father for 9 months, and then after that, my daughter was living with me.
During the period of time that both children were actually with their father, were you paying child support?
At that point, Your Honor, I wasn't able to...
So
no,
the answer
I
was
wasn't.
no.
Right.
You were not paying child support. Now, then your teenage daughter decided she didn't like rules, regulations, or whatever in Dad's house, and she moved back with you. And then she lived back and forth between you and her father and friends, I gather from these papers, for a period of time. Is that right?
That's correct.
Why do you believe you are entitled to this child support money back?
The reason I believe I'm entitled to that is she began living with me after the divorce, and at that time, the divorce was finalized in October. I was to pay $800 back pay, and then I have paperwork to...
$800 that you owed?
Right.
Okay, and how much was the whole child support order?
It was for $400 a month.
Okay. For both children?
Right.
Now, when your daughter moved back with you, did you go back to court?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Because the money was taken out of my check, and I was asking for my attorney to represent me. She said she was going to charge me $2,000, and I told her at that point I didn't have that money. I contacted other attorneys, and they wanted to charge anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000, and I didn't have that money.
You know that you can go into court by yourself and ask that the court reduce the child support. You know that.
At that time, I did, and I was working overtime trying to make money to make ends meet in my own house. And so when I finally found that out, I did do that. I went to the law school and wrote my own petition and did that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Sherry Redmond claims she overpaid her ex-husband, Darrell Redmond, for child support.
I was curious about something in your answer, Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
You said that the last time you went to court with your former wife was on January 7th. Is that correct?
That's correct.
What happened on January 7th in the family court?
After I talked to the SRS worker, I went and to court.
What was that case about?
It was about dissolving the child support. Since I had one child and he had one child, I'm like, you know, it's unbearable for me to make it. And so the judge, we agreed to that, and we did that.
Well, if you went to court on January 7th to dissolve the child support payments, why weren't these alleged child support payments addressed at that time?
Because I indicated to him that when he received the check on in January, if he would go ahead and give Chanel her amount, you know, send that to me, give it to me, then I wouldn't even worry about it. But then after she called the house and he claimed he didn't get the money, and then I became, you know, like concerned. I called the SRS worker and she said the check had been mailed, and so he did send over. He told her he was going to, you know, give it to her exactly when he got it.
You're talking about 1 month. You're talking now about 1 month, the month of January.
Right, and that's...
Well, I'm not talking about that, Mrs. Redmond. I'm talking about the fact that you were in court, and it was your petition in court to reduce the child support payments or to obliterate them completely because one of the children, who's now 17, was with you.
Right.
The younger child, a boy, still with his father. Yeah. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And am I correct, Mrs. Redmond, that at that time, the judge did not direct that he return these child support payments to you? Your alleged overage of $2,200. Am I correct?
Because he had us to talk outside and come to a decision. That's the decision I came with, the girl. That.
So you went outside. That's what he says.
Mm-hmm.
That you went outside. Judge said, go outside and see if you can resolve it.
Right.
And you went outside and you said, look, we'll forget about the $2,200. From now on, I don't want to send any more support to you. You don't have to send any support for me, for our daughter. Right. I won't send you any support for our son. Is that what you agreed to?
Yes.
So then why are you here suing him for $2,200? You made an agreement with him in court. I don't understand that, Ms. Redmond.
That agreement was with the contingency that, you know, he would, you know, would call and say, you know, here's the money, or the money's in the mail. And I was just trying
to... The $200?
Right, because he was...
Did you send $200?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
I gave my daughter $100 of it, and I used the rest to pay our insurance.
What insurance?
That I carried on them, on the 2 children.
All right, but you, Mr. Redmond, you agreed with her outside the courtroom, and then you went inside and told the judge that you had reached an agreement, that you were going to take care of your son, she was going to take care of your daughter. And that means that if the $400 came out of her paycheck, which I assume it did.
Yes, it did.
For the month of January, and it was sent to you, you were supposed to give her back $200. That's a big mistake for you not to have done that, sir. You don't make up your own rules after you reach an agreement, sir. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So you were wrong?
In that point, yes.
Good. Now, where's the daughter? Is that you?
Mm-hmm.
Did your father give you $100?
Yeah, just $100.
He gave you 100?
100.
Oh, okay. Did you give the $100 to your mother?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Good. So you have 100 back. Is that
Yes.
right? So all he owes you now is 100, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Now, let's talk about your countersuit for making all these court appearances. What all court appearances, sir, are you suing her for?
From all the court appearances we had to take from the beginning, before the divorce, during the divorce, and after the divorce.
Get out of here. I'm not going back 2 years, sir. You were divorced, right?
Yes.
And if you felt that she was abusing process, what you do is, did you have an attorney represent you in the divorce?
Yes.
Then you have your attorney ask for counsel fees if she's bringing on frivolous actions.
Okay.
You didn't do that, right?
No.
Ah, okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Call 1-888-800-JUDY. On the internet, judgejudy.com.
So, after the divorce, how many times has she brought you back to court?
2.
2. 1, recently,
Yes.
in order to take care of this issue. And you
Yes.
would agree that it's a legitimate issue that she has, right?
Yes.
You're not entitled to be compensated for that. What you should have done is say, listen, I'll call the boss. I'll enter into a stipulation with you. Pay me half. Pay me nothing. We'll call it even. And she brought you to court again, the second time, I assume, is this case.
Yes.
She brought you into court on this case, sir, because you modified the agreement that you had with her. You only gave your daughter $100. You should have given her $200. There was nothing in your discussion outside the courtroom about you're going to hold back $100 for insurance, was there?
No.
So? Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff for $100. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
All parties on Marshall versus Ertil Toth. Step forward, please.
30-year-old model Jean Marshall is suing mechanic Tibor Toth for not fixing her car and for sexual harassment. Tibor says he never made a sexual remark.
All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 514 on the calendar in the matter of Marshall versus Ertil Toth. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Who is Mr. Ertel?
I am.
That's you?
Your Honor.
And Mr. Toth, you are the owner of this garage, is that right?
No, Mr. Ertel is.
You are?
I am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So why don't you have a seat, sir? For a moment. We'll get back to you in a moment. Ms. Marshall, according to your complaint, you had trouble with your car.
That's
Is that right?
correct.
What kind of car was it?
It's an old car, 1984 Firebird.
And you had been to a couple of mechanics who diagnosed the car as having some serious transmission trouble.
No, not previously. Before going to Mike's Foreign Car Repair, I had got my oil changed.
And somebody told you that you had transmission trouble.
That's what they said.
So you had trouble with the car
Right.
before.
Yes.
That's what I said. You had transmission trouble, and then at one point the car died.
The car died on me.
So somebody recommended the defendant to you.
Highly recommended.
Good. You took your car to the defendant. According to you, he fixed the car, and then the car died again.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's not exactly all in that order.
Okay. You had trouble with your car. You found the defendant to fix the car. You brought the car to the defendant. He told you what the trouble was with the car, he thought. You said, I'll think about it. Is that right?
No.
All right, so tell me.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what you said here.
Okay. Anyways, I was having car problems, and I told my friend I was having car problems, and I said he said that.
Don't tell me what your friend said. Just get to the point. You took it to the defendant to have the car fixed.
Right. Okay. So I went there. My friend made a phone call, told him that I'm sending you this girl from Italy, and she's having car problems with her transmission. So he looked at my car. He quoted me $900 to fix the transmission on my car. And I left him my car. He called me, but he said, I'll call you back later and tell you what it is. He called me within half an hour and said, it's definitely your transmission.
Okay. So?
So people tell me that you have to...
Don't tell me what people tell you. Did you tell them to fix it?
I said, don't fix it. That's too much money that I need to be spending right now. Just hold on, and I'll just drive the car until I can't drive it no more.
Okay, so did you go and get the car?
I got the car. It was not fixed. I went to go
Good,
get
so
it.
you didn't pay him anything?
Not yet, no.
And you picked up the car. You said, don't fix it, I'll drive it until I can't drive it anymore.
Right.
And how long did you drive it?
Like a month.
And then what happened to the car?
Then one morning, the car wouldn't start, but it had nothing to do with the transmission.
Don't tell me what it had nothing to do with. One morning, the car wouldn't start. What did you do?
I took it to him because he's the only mechanic that I knew in town.
Good, so you took the car back to him.
Right. I took it to him because he's the only one I knew.
So what?
Okay.
That's not his fault. That's your fault. It's not his fault that he's the only one that you knew.
Okay.
So you took it back to him, and what did you do? Did you leave the car at that point?
I left the car, and I just asked him to find out why the car wouldn't start. So he called me back and he told me that I need to see you. I need to see you because your car, it's got a lot of problems and it's better if I talk to you about it. So he came over, explained to me that...
He came to your house?
Yeah, he came to my house. He had my car. So he came to my house. He said, it's better if I see you in person. So he came and he explained all of this to me. And he said, your car needs this, that, blah, 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 blah. It's going to cost you about $385. But seeing how you need your transmission for $900, I'll give you a special deal. I'll work it all together. And I'll make it $1,000 to get everything fixed.
Okay.
And
so what did you tell him?
I thought that was a deal, and I thought, okay, that's great, you know, because I knew my car needed brakes. I wasn't sure if that was a transmission, but the way he, you know, he's made
so
such
far
a
you had two
wonderful
people
deal.
telling you it was a transmission.
No.
Yes, you did.
I
You
had one. Oh, him.
Quiet.
Okay.
You had two people tell you it was a transmission. You had the first person months before when they changed the oil who told you you have a transmission problem, and then you had the defendant who told you it was a transmission problem. So you had two people telling you it was a transmission problem, correct?
Yes, because that's
all
the most
right, not
expensive
because.
thing to fix.
Yes, the answer is yes. You had two people. Now, did you leave him the car at that point and tell him to fix it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And he did whatever work, or he said he did the work that he promised he would do, and you paid him. How much did you pay him?
The $1,000 that he told me, and then the tax, $1,065.
Okay. And on what date did you pick up the car?
The receipt that he gave me was September 28th.
September 28th, you picked up the car after he fixed it.
I got the car, but he kept my car for me because I told him I couldn't drive my car right now.
Why?
I had a suspended license, and he said, I'll keep it for you. But there's a lot of things that you have to know why I was suckered into trusting him with fixing my car instead of getting any...
We're not getting to the sucker,
Okay.
how you were suckered in yet.
Okay.
September 28th, he finished the car, and you said, I can't drive the car because I have a suspended license. Can you store it for me?
I didn't ask him. He offered.
Well, he wouldn't have known that you had listen! He wouldn't have known that you had a suspended license unless you told him that you had a suspended license and you can't drive the car. Is that right? Yeah. Otherwise, it's not his business.
Right. What I was telling him, I wasn't in a hurry to get the car back. That's why. He's like, well, yeah. I said, don't worry. I have a suspended license. I'm not in a hurry. So then he suggested that he could keep the car for me so I wouldn't drive the car.
Well, that was nice. I mean, he didn't charge you for storage, did he?
No.
So how long did he keep the car there?
He probably kept it for a total of 28 days or something.
A month?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
And then right away, my car was still doing the same exact thing. I was pressing the gas, the motor was spinning, and the car wasn't going.
As soon as you picked it up?
As soon as I picked it up.
Did you call him?
Yes, I did.
And what did he say?
He said, don't worry, honey, sweetie, baby, there's nothing wrong with your car. Don't worry, sweetie, it's all in your mind. You just have a slow engine. You don't know anything about cars, sweetie, honey. It's just that you have a 4-cylinder engine. I said, no, it's not, you know. And at this point, I was so sick of him and all the stuff that he said to me and all of his advances he made towards me. I took it. I told him I was going to take it.
I didn't make any advances, you know, to her. I didn't call her sweetie. I didn't call her sweetie.
Could you be quiet? I'm not at your side yet.
It bothers me.
Did you hear me?
Right.
I said, say not a word. I'm not at your side yet.
I know, but it
Good.
bothers me.
Then pay attention.
I am, but it
Good.
bothers me.
Not but. Pay attention.
Well, it
So,
bothers me.
maybe he doesn't understand English. Is English your primary language?
Yes, ma'am.
Then be quiet.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Judge Judy. Model Jean Marshall claims she was sexually harassed by mechanic Tibor Toth, and he didn't fix her car. He says he did fix the car.
Now, did he say to you, bring the car in?
I
The
didn't
answer is either yes or no. Did he say to you, bring the car in, let me look at it?
Later, not right away.
When later?
Later, after I told him that I would sue him and that I told him...
In the same conversation, Miss Marshall?
Depends, I can get a lot of words out in
No,
a
no,
quick
listen to me.
conversation.
In the same conversation, you called him up and you said, the car's still giving me the same kind of trouble. And he goes through, according to you, honey, sweetie, be quiet.
No.
During that same conversation, he did in fact say to you, bring the car in. Is that right?
Yeah.
And you did not bring the car back to him?
No way.
Right?
Right.
Okay. Well, that's what he says. That he said, you're still having
Oh,
trouble.
I did bring the car back to him at one time.
Oh, you did afterwards?
Yeah, I did.
Shh. Oh, well, tell me
not
about
true.
that. You didn't say that in your complaint, madam.
Well,
You
the
said that
first
you...
phone call that I called to tell him that the car is not running properly, I didn't bring it back right away. I told him I didn't want to see this guy again, so I told him I was going to take it to another mechanic and verify what he's done to my car. And he said, yeah, just do that. And so then one day I was trying to get up a hill to go to the valley. My car wasn't burning. It was burning gas. The engine was burning. It was barely making it. People were honking at me, and I was scared to death. I came back over the hill, so totally frustrated, and I went to the shop, which was right on Melrose, on my way down from the hill, and I told him, I said, I can't believe it. And I had a friend.
Just a minute. So you drove the car back to his shop at one point.
Yeah.
You didn't bring it back right away on November 1st when you were still having trouble with the car, right?
No.
What date did you say that this incident happened on the hill?
Like a couple weeks later.
So you brought the car back to him after you couldn't get it up the hill. And what, did you leave the car there with him?
I took it to him. He told me that it's all in my mind. There's nothing wrong with my car. He told me again that I have a 4-cylinder engine, and that's the only problem. And don't worry, honey, you don't know anything about cars.
I didn't say honey.
Sweetie, you don't know.
I didn't say honey.
Do I look like I need help from you yet?
I didn't
sir?
say honey. Please erase that. I didn't say that. I never said that to
I
her.
want you, sir.
I understand.
No, you don't understand
She's
because
lying.
you keep interrupting.
She's lying.
Put him outside.
She's lying.
Put him outside.
She's lying.
Put him outside.
I never mentioned
when
that
he
to her.
gets quiet, when he
care.
comes to himself,
don't
just a
care.
second.
She's
Are you his
lying.
boss?
It's all a
Yes.
story.
Are you his boss? I would go outside and have a talk with him. You got 2 minutes to have a talk with
he'll
him.
calm down.
No, you have to have 2 minutes to have a talk with him so that he's got to know that when I talk, he doesn't talk. Go tell him.
Understand? That's disrespect. You say what you got to say, right? Okay, ready? You ready?
Let her talk all she wants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be back out to get you.
Yeah.
Is he ready to resume this hearing?
I didn't call her.
She wants to know if you're ready.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Yes, you do.
Good.
Your Honor, I apologize.
Good. Thank you, sir. Now, let's get back to it. You drove the car back to his place. Listen to me, Miss Marshall. You drove the car back to his place when you couldn't get it up the hill. Did you leave him the car?
No, he told me there was nothing wrong with it. It was my imagination and I just had a 4-cylinder engine, and I didn't know anything about cars.
All right. So, did you take it someplace else?
Yes.
Let me see where else you took the car and when.
I can explain all that to you.
What I'm looking at, and the court notes the following, that the defendant did work in September of 1998, that you have presented me with some bills for people that looked at your car
recently
in late January and early February. This is a 1984 car, madam. Most of these bills, it says that they told you what was wrong with the car, and the customer declines all repairs. Customer declines all repairs, okay?
That's another story in itself.
Well, all right. Let me tell you, Ms. Marshall, before I even get to Mr.
Todd.
Todd.
Keyboard Todd.
Before I even get to him, let me tell you one of the things that's was irritating to me about reading your complaint. I think everybody has had, with all due respect, sir, I think everybody has had an experience with a mechanic in a garage, especially when dealing with an old car, where they believe they were ripped off. It's happened to me, and the truth of the matter is, women feel especially vulnerable because they're usually dumb as dirt when it comes to what's under the engine of a car, and they are totally at the mercy of somebody who's going to say it's the hoodzinky that goes in the Watsis, you know, and then your car will be fixed in 1, 2, 3, and they say, all right, go fix it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What does he have to do with your emotional distress?
My car. I can't
You have
do
a
anything.
1984 car, madam.
So?
Things are going to go wrong with a car that's 16 years old.
Closed captioning, sponsored in part by Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Model Jean Marshall says mechanic Tibor Toff sexually harassed her and didn't repair her car.
What irritated me about reading your complaint is you paid this man $1,000 and you are suing him for $5,000. And you're suing him for $5,000 because you are suing him for emotional distress and sexual harassment. And quite frankly, I find these kinds of claims for emotional stress and sexual harassment irritating, because even if what you say is true, and he says it's really not even relevant that he called you honey or sweetie or you're nice looking or a pretty girl like you shouldn't have this kind of problems, that's not sexual harassment. Now, if you came to me and filed a complaint and said I took my car to him, spent $1,000 on the car and it still didn't drive right away, I would look at it and say, I can understand that. But this complaint of harassment is bogus.
Let me explain that.
Sure. I'm willing to listen to you if you are sure you want to get into it with me.
That's fine.
Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I was living, okay, you probably don't want to hear this, but I was living in a country where I heard sexual harassment every day. I just moved back home, and I just bought a car. I just had car problems. I take my car to him, take my car to a man who's I'm supposedly paying $1,065 to fix my car, and he's telling me that most women in my profession, you know, they just sleep with men for money because otherwise they can't make it. And I'm thinking, this is more information than I wanted.
Yeah. So let me tell you this. He's going to deny that he ever said anything like that. If he did, however, and if it truly offended you, you say, give me the keys to my car. I don't like the way you're talking to me. I'm leaving. You don't. Leave him the car, go back to him again, call him again, and then sue him for $5,000 because he offended you. He offended your sensitivities.
Right. Well, okay, the $5,000 came from a friend that is a lawyer. I explained my problem, and he only deals with big cases. And I explained my problem. He says, go to the Beverly Hills court, tell him that it's a breach of contract and emotional distress. I didn't say sexual harassment. The sexual harassment.
What was your emotional distress?
Well, I'm still going through a lot of emotional stress.
What does he have to do with your emotional distress?
My car. I can't
You have
do
a 1984 car, madam.
So?
A 1984 car is 16 years old, almost. 16 years old. Things are going to go wrong with a car that's 16 years old.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What kind of work do you do?
I model.
And how do you get to your jobs?
My bicycle or my car when it's running, or...
So for the 6 months between the time he fixed your car and February when you took the car in, how did you get to work?
I just kept running the car as it is.
Right.
I just kept driving
That's
it as
your
it is.
problem. It was your problem when you first took the car to the first mechanic and he said to you, it looks to me like you have transmission problems, and you said, I don't care, I'm going to run it the way it is. You ran it the way it was.
I don't
Just
know who I can
quiet.
trust.
You ran it the way it was until it died. Then you took it to him. He started it up. He said, there are a whole lot of things wrong with this car, but you got a transmission problem here. And you said, I'm not spending $900. I'm going to drive it until it dies. And it died. And then you took it back to him. And not only did you take it back to him, this man who was causing you emotional stress and sexually harassing you, but you left your car with him for a month. You picked it up on or about November 1st. According to you, 28 days later, that would be the end of October. And according to you, you started to have trouble with it right away. You drove the car for another several weeks at least. You were on your way up a hill. You came down the hill. You had trouble. You drove right to his shop. You chose not to leave the car with him. You chose to drive the car. You chose to drive the car, and you drove the car for another 5 months. 5 months, a car that's 16 years old. You see how you don't have to say anything, sir? Very good. Your lawsuit's dismissed. It's nonsense.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Out the back door to your right, please.
Can you believe that, Dad? What am I supposed to do?
And on the next Judge Judy. Judy.
All parties on Machino versus Birdsong. Step forward, please.
30-year-old Lisa Machino says she loaned ex-boyfriend, 42-year-old carpenter Craig Birdsong, money for a van, bikes for his kids, and attorney fees after he beat her. Craig says the van broke down, the bikes were a gift, and the battery charges were dropped.
Order. All rise. Now, this is case number 530 on the calendar in the matter of Machino versus Birdsong. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Ms. Machino, according to your complaint, you lived with the defendant in a relationship for a very short period of time, about a month?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you continue to date after the month?
Yes, ma'am.
For about how long?
We dated about 1.5 years.
After you went your own separate ways and lived separately, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, there came a time when you loaned him some money. The loans are 3 separate loans.
Yes, ma'am.
According to you, once you loaned him money to buy a van, you loaned him money to fix the van, and then you loaned him money when his children, he wanted to buy some birthday presents or Christmas presents for his children.
Birthday presents.
Loaned him the money to buy them some bikes. He says they were all gifts. Is that right?
Yes.
You also say that you loaned him money to pay legal fees.
Yes, ma'am.
And that, too, you say, was a gift.
Yes.
Okay. So why don't you tell me about the first loan for the van? Were you living together at the time you made that loan?
No, ma'am.
That was after you had separated but still dating?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me how that came about.
December of 1997, the defendant didn't have a job. He was going to open up his own business, something he had been trying to do for a long length of time. And being that he didn't have a job, I thought I'd be a friend, try to help him out, get him going so that he can get his company going, and maybe things would change and it'd better himself.
Well, how did that money come about? You have to tell me that.
He found a van that he needed to carry his tool equipment around in. And so he came to me. I was at his house. His children were there visiting, and he asked me if told me about this van, and he said, I need $500 for the down payment for the van. And I said, well, how are you going to get the rest of the money? He had a job that was going to be coming up that was going to pay him some money, and that he would pay for the rest of the van and give me the $500 back. So I thought, well, this will get him going. So I lent him the $500 cash.
But he did say to you, according to you, I have a job that I could pay for, and I could pay for the rest of the van and also pay you back. He definitely said that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you gave him the $500.
Yep.
And he bought the van.
Yes, he did.
And then the van broke down.
A couple months later.
And tell me about that conversation.
The brakes on the van were bad. I was at work. He called me at work. He took the van in to get it fixed. He called me at work and he said, well, it's not just the brakes, it needs a muffler and some other stuff. And I said, so how much we're talking here? And he goes, well, it's going to cost me about $430-some. And I said, so you're telling me you need the extra money? And he goes, yeah. And I said, well, I'm tired of giving you money because every time I give you money, you don't give it back. And I was very apprehensive about it. And he kept saying, no, please, please. He's the type of person who can talk you basically into anything. So I went ahead. I was supposed to meet him at 5 o'clock at his house to go get the van. He wasn't there. He was down at the casino with his friends. And so I went up and to pay for the van because the shop closed at 5 o'clock. I went, paid for it, came back, and then he showed up at his house with his friend. And after I'd already paid for it, I found out that he had won $500 at the casino that night. I said, well, why don't you give me my money back that I just paid for the van? He refused.
Well, what did he say?
He told me, no, I'll pay you back. I'll take you to dinner and then we'll discuss it. We didn't go to dinner that night. We ended up in a big argument. Because he wouldn't give me the money back, he refused.
When did you give him money for the bikes for the children?
It was later that year, because his kids came down in May to visit. And he wanted to buy him bikes so they didn't have nothing to do at his house. So he said, why don't you go down and pick up the bikes, and when I get things going with my business, and I'll pay you back. I went down and I picked up the bikes. I even bought him a bike so he could ride with his kids. And I don't care, he can have the bike. That is a gift, so that he can enjoy time with his kids. But he borrowed the money for these bikes, for these kids' birthdays.
And that was $174?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now tell me about these legal fees.
We got in a big domestic, and I have pictures to prove what he did to me, and we ended up going to court over it. Well, just before we went to court, he sent a card through one of his friends to me telling me that he really needed to talk to me, and he really was really sorry about what happened. And I backed down.
You dropped
and
the
I
charges.
dropped the charges.
Well, so what's the money for?
Because he said his lawyer went into court and dropped the charges, and he promised his lawyer he'd give him the $300 that Friday, and he was a good attorney and all this stuff. And he said, I told him I would lend him the money for the $300, and that was going to be it.
So
and I also went and bought a box of golf balls. He had me go buy a box of golf balls for his attorney. Dumb, stupid. I learned never do it again.
Okay. You say all of these were gifts, correct?
Yes.
Tell me how the van came about.
The van came about, I was going into subcontracting on my own. I have a bathroom job coming up, and I needed a van to carry around my tools.
So you heard about a van?
I went down, stopped, and looked at it. And I know the guy who's selling it. And she went down there with me, and I said, well, okay, I'll pay for the van as soon as I get this bid on this job, which would be about a week. He goes, okay. I goes, can you hold it for me? He says, no, because I'm just going to sell it. You know, if we're first come, first serve. I said, that's fine. I'll just take my chances. Well, she pops up down there later on and gives him $500 to hold the van for me. I said, what'd you do that for? I said, I'll pay you back. I said, no problem. Then when it came back to the time to pay her back, she says, no, you don't have to pay me back. You know, just use it, you know, make yourself useful. I said, okay, very good.
Okay, so now you're being useful.
Now I'm being useful.
Now you're being useful.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Lisa Machino claims her ex-boyfriend, Craig Birdsong, owes her for a van, bicycles, and attorney fees. Craig is counterclaiming for his computer and damage to his car.
Mr. Birdsong, a year later, your van broke down, so why didn't you pay for it?
I was going to.
Good.
I had the money to pay for it.
Good. You had the money to pay for it.
Yes, I did.
So what happened?
She went down there and paid the muffler shop off before I got down there.
Okay, so she, please, quiet. So she went out and you said, oh, that's terrific that you got there before I did. You weren't gambling that day, were you?
No, I was not.
Okay, so she went down and paid it off, and you took the money out of your pocket. And you said, here, Lisa, I don't want you to pay for this van. I have the money, right? You were very nice to give me, according to you, the money for the van, but this is ridiculous. I have the money. It's right here. Now, what did she say, Mr. Birdsong, when you said that to her?
Did I say that to her? It made me mad when she went down with that.
Just a second. What did she say?
Excuse me?
When you said that to her, here's the money. Is what you started to tell me, Mr. Birdsong, that it made you mad that she went behind your back?
Exactly.
So it made you mad that she went behind your back to do this nice thing for you.
Nice?
Made you mad.
Interfere in
Okay,
my
so
business.
you didn't take out the money that you had in your pocket to pay off the van, to have it fixed. You kept it in your pocket. And then, how much later were the bikes for the kids?
I believe that was a Christmas present in December of '98.
Oh, okay. And why don't you tell me why you didn't buy your children bikes?
I was going to.
You were going to?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so you were going to buy your children bikes.
Yes, I was.
And tell me how it came about that she bought them the bikes.
It just drove up my driveway in the back of her car.
Okay,
and there
so
they were.
it was your intention, Mr. Birdsong, to buy your children bicycles, and somehow through some sort of mental telepathy or her use of a Ouija board, I'm speaking, she found out that you intended to buy your children bicycles, and she just decided to go out and buy the children bicycles so that you didn't have to spend your money.
That is correct.
All right. Now let's get to these bruises on her arm. I have photographs, Mr. Birdsong. Have you seen them?
I have never seen them before.
Well, I'd like to show them to you, sir.
Okay. Nice house.
All right. Okay. So she had you arrested for domestic violence. Is that right?
No.
She filed a complaint for domestic violence. And you had to hire a lawyer because if there was a possibility that you were going to jail. Is that right?
We're going to court.
Well, when you go to court and you lose a case for battery and domestic violence, they don't throw you a gala or a dinner. What they usually do is put you in jail.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So you hired a lawyer.
Yes.
And your lawyer cost you $300. Is that right?
Yes.
He made an appearance, and you somehow prevailed upon her to drop the charges.
No.
Well, tell me how it happened that she dropped the charges.
She just dropped them.
She just dropped them.
Just dropped them.
She seems to be doing a lot of dumb things.
Oh, boy.
Okay. So she dropped them, and you had to pay the lawyer $300. And how did it come about that she gave the lawyer $300?
I kind of told her, I said, since you got me in that situation, she brought it up, I think you ought to pay my lawyer off. She said, I will. I'm sorry. And she paid my lawyer off.
Okay. Now, why don't you tell me about your counterclaim? You say that she damaged your car accidentally. There was an accident or something?
There wasn't accidentally, Your Honor. Well,
you say,
there was an accident.
Well, let's say, damage done to my vehicle caused by her getting into an accident while the car was not favorably loaned to her. Now, I don't understand what that means, but I assume you're going to explain it to me.
Yes, I am. What I mean, she took my car to work. She was out of a vehicle. She don't own a vehicle. She borrowed my car to go to work. I said, you stay there. It was icy, snowy. They were telling you to stay off the streets. She took my car to go somewhere in the next state, and she got into an accident.
Okay, she got into an accident. I said it was an accident.
Yes.
Okay, and did you have insurance on the car?
I had insurance. She did not. It did not cover my car, did not cover her, but it did cover the other vehicle.
Let me see, sir, your insurance forms on this.
I have receipts where or not receipts where I paid for a bumper, but I have a witness. I already paid for that bumper, and that car's already been fixed. I've already
Show
made
me,
my
sir, show
amendments on
me
that.
the documents that you want me to see with regard to the car. When did you get this, sir?
I think I've got it, what was it, just last week.
Right.
Right.
And when was the accident, sir?
It was about a year ago.
Get out of here.
It was February
Sure.
14th in 1998.
Get out of here.
I have pictures of the car where it has
Let
a
me see
new
it.
bumper on there.
Get out.
I have a witness that I did buy
All
the
right,
bumper.
just a second.
Those pictures were just taken a week ago.
Now, you say that you paid for a bumper?
The bumper on his car got cracked in the lights plate, or the headlight on the
You have a
passenger side of the
receipt-
car got
you
broke.
have a receipt for that?
No, because I paid cash from a customer of mine from where I worked, and I brought the bumper to my place of business, and my witness over here helped me move the bumper over to my back porch because we had a snowstorm.
Well, there's nothing wrong with the bumper on this car, sir.
I didn't say there was.
Yeah, but there's a thing here for a bumper.
That's the original car that she wrecked. I got a bumper on there right now. It's better than the one dragging on the
Just
ground.
a second. Just a second. Well, let me ask you this question, sir. You just got this a few days ago for an accident that happened a year ago. Did you get this over the phone?
No, I went down and got an estimate.
How could they tell you that they needed that you need a bumper on your car?
Is that my
$536 for a bumper when you have a bumper on your car.
Is that my car?
What's your license plate number?
That's a good question. I don't-
Take out your driver's license and registration and tell me what your license
I
plate is.
don't think it's.
Read it to me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What kind of computer did she take, sir?
Personal computer.
You're a cutie pie. Miss Machina, you're supposed to get smart as you get older. He's a loser.
Closed captioning, sponsored in part by Real Cases, Real People, Judge Judy. Lisa Machino is suing ex-boyfriend Craig Birdsong for money loaned for his van, bikes for his kids, and attorney fees after he beat her.
You don't have your registration? You don't have your registration for
It's in
your
my
car?
vehicle.
It's in your car.
It's in my vehicle.
Ah.
Your Honor, I have a piece of paper right here with his license plate number on
Oh,
there.
let me see it.
With, from another place that I had his oil change for him. It has his license plate number on it.
I haven't seen these
Oh,
pictures.
perfect. That's nice.
And the car's registered on to his
Just
name.
a second, just a second. That's the same one, Mr.
Is it?
Birdsong. Oh, yes.
Never seen the pictures before.
Oh, well, I could show you the pictures. They were taken just recently, sir. Here you go.
So
Here's
she's
your car.
trespassing then. Okay. She was trespassing
She
then.
was trespassing. Whether she was trespassing or not, sir, that makes you a liar. All right, so that takes care of the first part of your counterclaim. Home computer, which she stole from my property. You want to tell me about that?
Do you want me to tell you about it?
Oh, yeah. That's your counterclaim.
Okay. Here we go. I had a no contact order and restraining order on her. She sat out in front of my house, called the cops on me for a court issue that did not concern her one darn bit. Okay? Cops came down, I just kind of left, went for a long walk. When I got home, the computer were gone, my golf clubs were gone, the receipt for the computer was gone.
Okay. Now you say she returned your golf clubs.
She said, come get them, otherwise they're going in the dumpster.
Okay, so she returned the golf clubs.
I went down and picked them up.
Did you take his computer?
Ma'am, it's not his computer. I have a receipt that
Just
it's
a
my
second.
computer.
Did you take a computer from his house?
Not that night.
Any time?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So you took the computer?
Yes, ma'am.
It was in his house?
It was in his house.
Tell me why.
Because on February 14th, when I got beat up from him, from the pictures that you have, the police came to the house that evening. He took off and he ran out the back door because he knew he was going to be arrested. I had been staying at his house all the time. They considered us as living together. I bought the computer. I have a receipt that it's my computer. I also have a notarized statement from the person I bought the computer from. And when they got there, they asked me if I had any property in the house, and I said, yes, I do. I have a computer. They said, please take your computer and leave. And so I did.
Shh. 6th day of January. What kind of computer was this that you took, sir?
It's a home.
Shh. What kind of computer did she take, sir?
It's right here, ma'am.
Well, tell me, it's your computer, you say. What kind of computer was it?
Just a PC computer.
A home PC?
Yeah.
Home PC.
Personal computer.
A personal computer,
Yes.
that's as opposed to a business computer. Well, when you went to buy this computer, you went to buy it, right?
Right.
Right? When you went to buy it, did you say you wanted an Epson, a Compaq, an IBM, an Intel? What did you say, the brand that you wanted?
I take the one on sale.
You take the one on sale?
Yep.
You're a cutie pie. It's her computer. Next. She's got the receipt for it. She bought it. You didn't. Unless you have a bill for it. You got a receipt that you paid for it?
She took the receipt.
You have a receipt that you paid for it?
No, I do not.
And if she said she took the receipt, sir, all you had to do was go to the store where you purchased it, because I'm sure you remember the store that you purchased it, and say, I need a duplicate bill. Right? So, all right. Now, let's get to the next part of your nonsense.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You say that when she left, she destroyed some things at your house, a ceiling fan and a kitchen light fixture. How did she do that?
I wasn't there at the time, so I don't know
Good, so
how
you don't
she
know.
did.
Perfect. Your counterclaims dismissed. Court has reviewed and has taken testimony with regard to the plaintiff's contention that there were a series of loans made to this defendant which totaled $1,411.77, and the court is satisfied that these were, in fact, loans. Ms. Machino.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen to me. You're supposed to get smart as you get older.
I do now.
He's a loser.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? He's a loser and a taker.
Yes, ma'am.
Because even if the man doesn't, even if there is some credence to the fact that this was a blurry gift/loan, and if you were doing nice things for him by paying for his van, by paying to have it repaired, a good person, man or woman, would say after the relationship is over, especially since he says he has the money, I don't want her to be out any money. It's not fair. It's not reasonable. So a person of character would say that. A person without character lies and doesn't pay what is morally correct. I do, however, in this case find that there were, in fact, a series of loans made to him with the expectation of being paid back. Judgment is issued for the plaintiff. That's all. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I came here because I knew Judge Judy could see through.
Parties on Ish versus Green. Step forward, please.
48-year-old maintenance man Edward Ish claims fellow tenant, warehouse worker Bruce Green, 41, won't return his vacuum. Bruce says it's not Ed's.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 535 on the calendar in the matter of Ish versus Green. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
I somehow gather this case is more than about just a vacuum cleaner, but I'm going to stick to what I see in your complaint and your answer. You two gentlemen live in the same rooming house, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been living there?
I've been there just a little over a year.
And you, sir?
About a year and a half.
And according to your complaint, Mr. Ish, you loaned the defendant a vacuum cleaner that you had been using because you were doing some janitorial work around the house. Is that right? Like
well,
a
I picked up
part-time
messes
handyman.
with it. On the
Part-time
job.
handymans, and you get paid for that.
Mm-hmm.
You made a loan to the defendant of the vacuum cleaner. He wouldn't return it.
Correct.
It's not true, Your Honor.
Just a minute. That's your claim.
Mm-hmm.
He says he found the vacuum cleaner.
Correct.
No, 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 no.
Okay. So now, Mr. Reish, tell me, sir, where you got this treasured vacuum cleaner.
I bought it at a swap meet, Your Honor.
When did you buy it at a swap meet?
Oh, about last fall sometime, about October, November. I've got a receipt for it.
Let me see the receipt.
All right. Do you want to see anything else?
No, right now I want to see the receipt, Mr. Reish.
No, okay.
Who's Pat Campbell?
He's a salesman at the swap meet.
Mr. Green, where'd this vacuum cleaner come from?
It was left abandoned outside our building originally.
When was that, sir?
That was sometime in September or October of last year.
And what happened with it?
Well, it sat outside for a day or so. Then it was inside for a day. It sat there completely untouched. I'd left it alone because I thought it belonged to somebody. It looked like
Where
it was
was it when it was inside the house?
It was in the common hallway down by the common restroom.
Okay, go ahead.
It sat there another day, and Mr. Ish came to my room, knocked on my door, asked me who the vacuum cleaner belonged to. At that time, I walked down the hall and I said, well, it's been out here this long. I'll show you who it belongs to. I picked it up myself, brought it back to my room, and I said, now it belongs to me.
Shh, shh, shh. Go ahead.
And at that point, he asked if it even worked. He didn't know if it even worked. So we plugged it in, checked it out, determined that it needed a belt.
Who determined it needed a belt?
We jointly determined that it needed a belt. It wasn't picking up properly.
So what happened?
Later on that day, Mr. Ish showed up back at my place with a belt to replace the broken one in the vacuum cleaner. He asked for the vacuum cleaner. I gave it to him so he could put the belt on. He took it upstairs, put the belt on, came downstairs, vacuumed a little bit on the rugs downstairs, and then brought it back to me and said, there we go. Now we have a new house vacuum cleaner. Nobody can bother me from my vacuum cleaner any longer. This is all yours now to, you know, hand out to people as they come to it. And I said, Mr. Ish, the vacuum belongs to me. I said, I'd be glad to let anybody borrow it, but it is not a house vacuum cleaner. It's my vacuum cleaner now.
So let me understand you, Mr. Green. According to your story, it was Mr. Ish who came to your room and said, who does this vacuum belong to?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And you decided at that point that it belonged to you, because that's what you just said. You said,
Correct.
no, now it belongs to me.
Correct.
Well, I mean, at that point, if you had said to him, I don't know who it belongs to, he could have just as well said, it belongs to me, right?
Correct.
And he did go out and get the belt for the vacuum cleaner.
Yes, Your Honor.
So he invested in...
It had a
whatever the
dirty bag, too, Your Honor.
I want you to be quiet. You started out by lying to me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You know that. You know you started out by lying to me with this baloney.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, you did. Oh, yes, you did.
No, 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 no.
You want to know how I know you did, sir? You want to know how I know you did?
How do you know that?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. Because I've been around a long time.
Ah.
And when there's a bill that's this old, it's usually like this. And it's got a little schmutz on it, right? And it's been with other papers, right? And it's got a little stuff on it, right? It doesn't come out like you just pulled it out of a brand new book.
Well, then my manager's lying, too, then.
Listen to me, sir. I don't take statements from people that don't come here. Put it away. Good. If you lied, your manager can lie. All I'm telling you is...
We're all lying about this vacuum
All
cleaner.
I'm telling you is, so far, I believe that that's how the vacuum cleaner came into the house, but I disagree with the defendant that just because he says it's mine, makes it mine. So,
Your Honor,
this is a crocker who shot John, so you can return this to him. Now, quiet. I don't like when people try to get one over on me because it makes me think that you think that I'm stupid.
No,
sir,
but I think that...
Sir, on your best day, you're not as smart as I am on my worst day.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you both still living in the rooming house?
Yes, ma'am.
Not
now
for
you
very long.
just a. I want you to be quiet.
Okay.
And later today,
What day did you move out?
I notified him at the beginning of March, and on March 15th, I went up to the apartment, and he told me that I was to move out within half an hour, and if I was ever seen again on the property, that he'd kill me.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ed Eash wants his vacuum cleaner back from Bruce Green. Bruce says it's not Ed's.
Now, the question is, what do we do with this vacuum cleaner? Because it honestly seems to me that if the vacuum cleaner was abandoned, Mr. Green, neither one of you had a paramount right to this machine. Neither one of you. He did invest in either a belt and a new bag or just the belt. You invested in Zippo, except...
Your Honor, I did purchase a bag for it.
He initially made the vacuum cleaner work because
Correct.
according to your statement to me, sir, according to your statement, the vacuum wasn't picking up. And it couldn't pick up without a belt, which Mr. Eash furnished.
Correct.
Right? Are you both still living in the rooming house?
Yes, ma'am.
Not
now
for
you,
very long.
Just a... I want you to be quiet.
Okay.
Now the rooming house has a vacuum cleaner because the court is going to prepare an order that says that if either of you move out, the vacuum cleaner stays. You don't own it, and you don't own it. You may use it, you may use it, and everybody else who lives there may use it.
Oh, that's nice.
You can't take it when you leave, and you can't take it when you leave. Do you understand?
Your Honor.
Perfect. That's all.
Why is that excused? Step out.
Nobody claimed it. It sat there for 2 to 3 days without anybody coming up to claim property of it. So,
Well, I wish I'd have got my vacuum back